Hi everyone, and welcome back. That if you enjoy dark mysteries and chilling stories from across America, make sure you subscribe, because tonight's story is one that still leaves people uneasy decades later. This story takes place in the United States in 1988, in a quiet desert town called Redvale, New Mexico. In Redvale lived a 19-year-old college student named Emily Carter. Emily was known by everyone in town as someone incredibly organized. She had a habit that her friends always joked about. She made lists for everything. Every night before bed, Emily would sit at her desk with a notebook and carefully plan the next day. Her lists included everything: her college classes at Southwest Community College, her part-time job at Redvale Community Bank, household chores, and even the time she planned to go on her daily bike ride. Emily loved routine. She believed that if everything was planned perfectly, nothing could go wrong. But on one morning, in September 1988, that routine would lead to something nobody in Redvale would ever forget. Emily lived with her mother Linda Carter and her stepfather Mark Carter. Their house sat on the edge of town, where the paved roads slowly turned into long stretches of desert highway. Almost every morning, Emily rode her bicycle along Desert Route 41, a road that cut through farmland, dry brush, and endless empty land. It was peaceful, quiet, and mostly empty. Emily would ride nearly 35 miles several times a week. Sometimes her mother rode with her, but just a few weeks before the incident, something strange happened. One morning while riding together, a pickup truck passed them. At first, it didn't seem unusual, but the truck slowed down, then it turned around, and drove past them again, much closer this time. Linda later said that something about the driver made her uneasy. The truck circled back one more time before finally disappearing down the road. After that day, Linda refused to ride that route again. She even told Emily, "Something about that road doesn't feel right." She asked her daughter to stop using it. She even suggested Emily carry pepper spray, but Emily laughed. To her, it was just another quiet road. Tuesday, September 20th, 1988. Emily woke up early as usual. She wore her work shirt from Redvale Community Bank, white athletic shorts with green stripes, white socks, and her favorite turquoise running shoes. Whenever she rode alone, she always brought one thing with her, her Sony Walkman. Music made the long rides feel shorter. Before leaving, Emily spoke briefly with her mother, then she said something strange, something that Linda would replay in her mind for years. Emily said, "Mom, if I'm not back by noon, come find me." It might have been nothing. Maybe she was worried about getting a flat tire, maybe she didn't want to be late for the tennis game she planned with her boyfriend that afternoon, but those words would later haunt her family forever. Emily grabbed her neon pink mountain bike, and rode away. This story isn't over yet. The real secrets are still waiting. Subscribe to the channel right now to watch the video till the end, so you can fully experience more thrilling and terrifying stories like this. Several people saw Emily that morning. Neighbors waved as she passed. Truck drivers remembered the bright pink bike. One witness later told police he saw her riding south along Route 41 around 11:40 a.m., but he also noticed something else: that a light-colored pickup truck driving slowly behind her, very close, too close. The witness said the truck stayed only a few feet behind Emily for a long stretch of road. Two men were inside. The sight made him uncomfortable, but he kept driving. That he assumed it was nothing. That it would be the last time anyone clearly saw Emily Carter. When noon arrived, Emily wasn't home. At first, her mother assumed she was simply late, but as the minutes passed, worry began to grow. By 12:30 p.m., Linda grabbed her car keys. She drove the exact bike route Emily always used. She called her daughter's name along the roadside. She slowed down and checked the edges of the road, looking for signs of an accident. But there was nothing. No bike. No sign of Emily. By 2 p.m., panic had set in. Linda drove straight to the police station. Within hours, deputies and volunteers began searching the desert highway. They searched until dark, but they found nothing. The next morning, the search continued, and that's when something disturbing was discovered: small yellow plastic fragments, scattered across the road. They belonged to Emily's Walkman. Not far away, searchers found a cassette tape she loved listening to during her rides. The tape had been broken open, the film ribbon stretched across the asphalt like a thin black trail. Then investigators noticed something else: bike tire tracks that suddenly swerved off the road. gravel was disturbed nearby. As if something abrupt had happened, investigators now believed Emily had not simply disappeared, something had forced her to stop. Over the next several days, hundreds of volunteers searched the desert, dogs followed scents along the roadside, helicopters scanned the land. More pieces of Emily's Walkman were discovered miles away that it looked as if someone had thrown them from a moving vehicle. Police believed Emily might have done it intentionally, hoping someone would follow the trail, but despite all the searching, Emily's pink bicycle was never found, and the pickup truck seen behind her was never identified. Slowly, the investigation began to stall, until something chilling appeared nearly 10 months later. In June 1989, a woman in Florida found something lying in a convenience store parking lot. A Polaroid photograph that looked newly taken. The photo showed something disturbing. Inside what looked like a cargo van sat a young woman and a small boy. Their mouths were covered with tape, their hands were tied behind their backs. The young woman had long brown hair, and a scar on her leg. Emily Carter also had a scar in the exact same place. When Emily's mother saw the photograph, she stared at it for hours, then she quietly said, "That's my daughter." The image spread across national television. For a moment, people believed Emily might still be alive somewhere, but experts could not agree. Some believed the girl in the photo was Emily, others said the facial structure didn't match. The mystery only deepened. Years passed, rumors spread through the small town of Redvale. Some residents believed local teenagers had been involved. Others believed the mysterious pickup truck held the answer. One rumor suggested that Emily's body might have been hidden in an abandoned mine deep in the desert. Investigators searched several locations, but never found definitive evidence. Emily Carter was eventually declared legally dead, but her case remains officially unsolved even today. People who live along Desert Route 41 say the road feels different. Truck drivers passing through late at night sometimes say they feel like they're being watched, and occasionally, someone reports seeing a pink bicycle reflector shining faintly beside the road. Of course, it could just be a trick of the desert light. Or maybe it's something else, because in places like Redvale, the desert keeps its secrets, and somewhere along that empty road, the truth about what happened to Emily Carter may still be waiting to be discovered.